People born in January thrive in life. Here's why. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to have all the luck? They excel in multiple areas, and everything just falls into place for them. On the flip side, others can't catch a break, always ending up with the short end of the stick. Is it just luck and genetics? Maybe. But there's more to this story than meets the eye. Let's dive into a fascinating phenomenon that might explain why January babies often have an edge in life. It's called the relative age effect, and it's more powerful than you might think. Imagine two kids, Albert and Robert. Both were born in 2000, but Albert came into the world in January, while Robert arrived in December. Fast forward 8 years, and they're in the same class at school. They both love football and join the same team. But here's where things get interesting. Albert is doing much better than Robert, even though they practice just as much. So what's the deal? Albert has a hidden advantage. Being born in January means he's almost a whole year older than Robert. At that age, 11 months makes a huge difference. Albert is bigger, stronger, and faster, not because he's working harder, but because he's had more time to grow and develop. This might sound silly, but it's a real thing. It's called the relative age effect, and it was made famous by Malcolm Gladwell in his book Outliers. The idea is simple. When kids are grouped by calendar year, those born earlier in the year tend to do better than those born later. Don't believe it? Check out this mind-blowing fact. Most professional football players were born in the first few months of the year. It's not just football. This trend shows up in almost every sport. Now, you might be thinking, but what about school? Surely this doesn't matter there. Well, think again. In the Netherlands, the school year starts in October. Guess who struggles the most? The September kids. They're more likely to repeat a grade simply because they're not as mentally developed as their older classmates. But surely these advantages fade over time, right? Unfortunately, that's not always the case. What starts as a small edge can snowball into a massive advantage over time. Here's how it works. Kids like Albert, who are born earlier, are more physically capable. So they get more playtime, more passes, more attention from coaches. They get picked for better teams, get better training, and the cycle goes on and on. It's the same in the classroom. Older kids are more mentally developed, so they get better grades and more attention from teachers. They're more likely to get into gifted programs and later, better universities. This snowball effect has a name, the Matthew effect. It comes from a Bible verse that basically says, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. We see this everywhere in life. The best students get the best teaching. The most physically developed kids get the most coaching. And yes, the rich often get the biggest tax breaks. Now, don't panic if you weren't born in January. This doesn't mean you're destined to fail. There are plenty of people who overcome these odds and succeed despite being born later in the year. Remember that chart of professional football players? There were still some December babies in there. The point isn't to discourage you. It's to understand how small advantages early in life can add up over time, giving some people a higher chance of success. Let's look at another example of the Matthew effect, having wealthy parents versus poor ones. When you finish college and start working, you'll probably want your own place. If your parents are poor, you're on your own. You might end up spending most of your paycheck on rent and student loans, leaving little to save. But if your parents have money, they might help with the down payment on a house or pay off your student loans. This lets you save more of your paycheck or build equity in property. That extra money can be invested, potentially making you even more money over your lifetime. When you have kids of your own, you can help them the same way, continuing the cycle. Of course, not everyone uses these advantages wisely. Some people take them for granted and waste them. But we can't ignore that these advantages exist. Now, you might be thinking, great, but I can't change when I was born or how rich my parents are. What can I do? Well, there's a powerful concept you can use to improve your future, the winner effect. Picture this. Researchers put two mice in a tube. Mice don't like sharing space, so they start pushing each other until one gets pushed out. The mouse that stays in is the winner. Then they take the winning mouse and give it another competitor. Guess what? The mouse that just won is much more likely to win again. And the losing mouse? It's more likely to lose its next match too. This isn't about strength or size. The researchers control for that. It's about confidence and hormones. Winning boosts confidence and testosterone, making future wins more likely. This is the winner effect in action. The more you win at life, the more likely you are to keep winning. It's why successful entrepreneurs often start multiple businesses. It's why someone who's good with dating tends to get even better. But here's the catch. It works both ways. If you're stuck in a rut, full of self-doubt, you're more likely to keep failing. You become like that mouse that lost the first fight, more likely to lose again. So, what if you're in a downward spiral? How can you turn things around and start winning again? The key is to change how you see winning. Let's say you see an attractive person and want to get their number. You gather your courage and talk to them, but they're already in a relationship. This could crush your confidence and ruin your day. Or you could look at it differently. You overcame your fear and talked to a stranger. That's a huge win. The result is the same. You're still single, but you've changed the story. This lets you keep your confidence and momentum. And here's the cool part. Your brain doesn't know the difference between what you see as a win and what's actually a win, as long as you truly believe it. For some people, just getting out of bed before noon is a big accomplishment. If that's you, celebrate it. What you might see as a failure could be a huge success for someone else. Sometimes, we need to adjust our expectations. The key is to stop minimizing your wins and blowing your failures out of proportion. This is how you can stop spiraling down and start taking advantage of the positive feedback loop. As we think about the relative age effect, the Matthew effect, and the winner effect, it's clear that our life paths are shaped by many complex factors. From the advantages of being born early in the year to the snowball effect of initial perks, these little details play a huge role in our life journey. But if you're feeling weighed down by these effects, remember, the winner effect gives you the power to overcome them. Your story isn't set in stone by your birth month or where you started. It's shaped by your resilience, your determination, and your willingness to keep going. Every setback, every defeat, and every moment of doubt can be a chance for you to grow and get better. Success isn't just about where you start. It's about how you rise above and keep writing your own story. So, what's the takeaway from all this? First, if you're a parent, consider your child's birth date when making decisions about school or sports. If they're among the youngest in their year, they might need extra support or encouragement. Second, be aware of the advantages and disadvantages you've had in life. If you've been lucky, use your position to help others. If you've faced challenges, know that you're not alone and that overcoming these obstacles can make you stronger. Third, cultivate the winner effect in your own life. Celebrate small victories. Reframe setbacks as learning opportunities. Build confidence through gradual successes. Fourth, if you're in a position of power, as a teacher, coach, or manager, be aware of these effects. Try to give equal opportunities to everyone, regardless of their age or background. Fifth, remember that these effects are trends, not destiny. There are always exceptions. Don't let being born later in the year or coming from a less advantaged background hold you back. Use this knowledge as motivation to work harder and smarter. Sixth, focus on personal growth rather than comparing yourself to others. Everyone's journey is different, and success can mean different things to different people. Seventh, be kind to yourself. If you've struggled because of these effects, it's not your fault. But it is your responsibility to do the best with what you have. Eighth, if you're in a position to influence policy, consider how systems might be changed to level the playing field. Could school enrollment be based on actual age rather than calendar year, for example? Ninth, stay curious and keep learning. Understanding these effects is just the beginning. There's always more to learn about how our world works and how we can navigate it better. Finally, remember that life isn't a single race with one finish line. It's a series of challenges and opportunities. Even if you didn't get the best start, there are always chances to change your trajectory. In the end, while being born in January might give some people a head start, it's what you do with your life that really counts. Your birth month is just one small factor in the complex equation of life. Your choices, your perseverance, and your attitude play a much bigger role in determining your success. So whether you're a January baby or a December child, remember, your future is in your hands. Use this knowledge not as an excuse, but as a tool to understand the world better and to motivate yourself to overcome any obstacles in your path. After all, the most inspiring stories aren't about those who had it easy from the start. They're about those who faced challenges, who maybe started behind, but who never gave up and eventually achieved great things. That could be your story. Why not start writing it today? Thanks for watching. If you like our work, please like, share, and subscribe. It will motivate us to create more such inspiring content. And you will be notified when we upload new content. Till the next video, stay curious and stay happy.